Close your eyes and picture this. The year is around 550 BC. The deserts of Iran stretch endlessly. Tribes and kingdoms fight for survival. And then, out of this vast land, rises one man, a man who will change the course of history. His name is Cyrus. The world will soon know him as Cyrus the Great, the founder of one of the largest empires mankind has ever seen, the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire, also known as the Achaemenid Empire, was not just an empire of swords and soldiers. It was an empire of ideas, tolerance, culture, and innovation. At its peak, it stretched across 3 continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe. From the Indus Valley in the east, across Mesopotamia, to Egypt in the south, and Greece in the west. More than 40% of the world's population lived under its rule. No other empire in ancient times had ever been so vast. Let us begin with the rise. Before Cyrus, Persia was just one of many small kingdoms in the region. Powerful states like the Medes, Babylonians, and Lydians dominated the Near East. But Cyrus changed everything. With brilliant military strategy and wise diplomacy, he united the Persians and Medes under his rule. Then, step by step, he expanded. First, he conquered the Medes. Then he turned west and defeated King Croesus of Lydia, famous for his immense wealth. Next, he marched into Babylon, one of the richest and most advanced cities in the world. But what made Cyrus different was not just his victories. It was his mercy. When Cyrus entered Babylon in 539 BC, he did not burn the city or enslave its people. Instead, he issued what historians call the Cyrus Cylinder, now considered the first charter of human rights. He allowed conquered peoples to practice their own religions, to keep their traditions, to live in peace. He even freed the Jews from Babylonian captivity, allowing them to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. In a world where conquerors usually brought terror, Cyrus brought respect. This was his genius. He created loyalty, not fear. After Cyrus came his son, Cambyses II. Cambyses expanded the empire even further. He conquered Egypt, the land of the pharaohs. For the first time in history, Persia ruled both the Nile and the Mesopotamian rivers. But Cambyses was harsh, and his rule short-lived. After his death, the empire faced chaos. It was Darius I, also known as Darius the Great, who restored order and took the Persian Empire to its golden age. Darius was not just a warrior, he was an organizer, an administrator, a visionary. He divided the empire into provinces called satrapies. Each satrapy was governed by a satrap, a governor, who reported directly to the king. This system allowed Persia to control its vast lands effectively. Darius also built the famous Royal Road, a highway stretching over 2,700 kilometers. Along this road, mounted couriers could deliver messages across the empire in just days. As the Greek historian Herodotus wrote, "Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor darkness of night prevents these couriers from completing their appointed course with all speed." This system was the ancestor of modern postal services. Under Darius, Persia also minted its own gold coins, known as darics, which became an international currency of the ancient world. Trade flourished. Markets thrived. From India came spices and textiles. From Egypt came grain. From Greece came wine and olive oil. The empire became not just powerful but wealthy beyond imagination. But Darius was also ambitious. He wanted to conquer Greece. In 490 BC, he sent his armies across the Aegean Sea. At Marathon, however, the Persians were defeated by the Athenians in a stunning upset. This was the beginning of a conflict that would last for decades, the Greco-Persian Wars. After Darius died, his son Xerxes took the throne. Xerxes is remembered for his massive invasion of Greece in 480 BC. He brought one of the largest armies the world had ever seen, hundreds of thousands of soldiers supported by a mighty navy. At first, victory seemed certain. The Spartans made their legendary stand at Thermopylae, where King Leonidas and his 300 warriors fought bravely against overwhelming numbers. Though the Persians won that battle, the Greek resistance inspired unity. Later, at Salamis, the Greek navy struck back and defeated the Persians at sea. Xerxes returned to Persia, leaving his generals to fight on. Eventually, the Greeks won, preserving their independence. Even though Persia failed to conquer Greece, it remained the greatest empire of its time. For nearly 2 centuries, it dominated the ancient world. Its capital cities, Persepolis, Susa, and Pasargadae, were filled with grand palaces, massive columns, and walls decorated with carvings of kings, soldiers, and subjects from across the empire. Persepolis especially was a symbol of Persian glory. Built by Darius and expanded by Xerxes, it was not just a city, it was a statement. A ceremonial capital where representatives from every corner of the empire came to offer tribute. Gold, silver, ivory, precious stones, fine horses, even lions were brought as gifts to the King of Kings. Imagine standing in the great audience hall, the Apadana, with 100 towering columns, each 20 meters high. You would see reliefs of Persians side by side with Medes, Babylonians, Egyptians, Indians, and Greeks. It was a vision of unity, a world under one rule. But like all empires, Persia faced decline. After Xerxes, later kings grew weaker. Corruption and internal struggles weakened the empire. In 334 BC, a new conqueror appeared, Alexander the Great of Macedonia. With speed and brilliance, Alexander swept across Persia. In just a few years, the empire that had lasted for centuries collapsed. Persepolis was burned. Darius III, the last king, was defeated. The Achaemenid Empire was no more. And yet the legacy of Persia did not end. The Persians taught the world that an empire could be built not only with force, but with respect for diversity. They showed that tolerance and administration could hold together many nations and cultures. Their system of satrapies inspired later empires, including Rome. Their postal system became the model for future communication networks. Their art, architecture, and gardens influenced civilizations from India to Europe. Even today, the ruins of Persepolis remind us of their greatness. The stone staircases, carved with images of people from every land, are like a message across time. That humanity, though diverse, can live under shared order and vision. So when we speak of the Persian Empire, we speak of more than kings and battles. We speak of an idea, the idea that power can be balanced with wisdom, that diversity can be strength, and that legacy is built not only by conquest, but by what we leave behind. Cyrus the Great, Darius the Great, Xerxes, these names still echo through history. Their empire may have fallen, but their vision continues to inspire the world. And now I ask you, if you lived in the Persian Empire, would you prefer to be a soldier marching on the royal road, a merchant trading spices and silk, or a craftsman building the palaces of Persepolis? Comment below, and let's see where your spirit belongs in the greatest empire of its age. And before you leave, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Because history is not just the past, it is the mirror that shows us who we are and who we might become.